With Star Wars Celebration only a few weeks away and the announcement of a Mandalorian and Grogu panel, I thought it was time we go over everything we know about the Mandalorian and Grogu film so far. The Mandalorian and Grogu is set to be Star Wars' big return to the movie theaters after almost 6 years, with the film scheduled to release May 22nd, 2026, described as the Clan of Two's biggest adventure thus far. Mando and Grogu is set to be directed by Jon Favreau, with Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy serving as producers. While we don't know much in regards to the plot of the film, Disney and Lucasfilm did release a teaser trailer with brand new footage back in August 2024 at Disney's D23 Expo. So in this video, we're going to break it all down together, along with the official castings, rumored Clone Wars characters, BDX droids, and more. So starting with the teaser, the footage starts out with a brief recap of Din and Grogu's adventures through seasons 1 through 3 of The Mandalorian, before diving into all new footage for the movie. And then we see Din burst into a meeting, guns blazing, taking out a few stormtroopers guarding a group of people around a table. We get a shot of a Razor Crest ship flying through space, but Zeb is actually the one who's piloting it, telling Din and Grogu, "Good luck, you're gonna need it." And I'm so excited that we're going to be getting more Zeb. Now there's a quick sequence of snowtroopers loading up gear in a base or ship lit with red lighting, then a shot of Din infiltrating what looks like the same base, but now dark and deserted. We see a shot of Grogu crawling through a small pipe or vent, and then shift to the same base where it seems like the troops are alerted of Din's presence as we see them running down the same hallway with their blasters drawn, followed by a sequence of a mouse droid POV rolling through the same Imperial base as Din takes out the snowtroopers and kicks the crap out of one of them before it cuts to black. This is followed by what I assume is Din and Grogu's escape down a snowy mountainside, piloting what can only be a Clone Wars era AT-RT, only to be met and shot at by two Imperial AT-ATs once they reach the bottom, which was a super cool scene, and I love the callback to The Empire Strikes Back. Now some people are speculating this may be Barton 4, the planet introduced in the Bad Batch Season 2 and 3, a connection I would love to see, especially if we got to see Din take on an ice worm, since we know both John and Dave love their big scary creatures, but I think it's more likely that this planet is actually Ilum, the eventual Starkiller base. And finally, we get a shot of the official movie title and logo, followed by a quick shot of Grogu crammed inside a little ship with two Anzellans, which was super cute. So now, let's get into the confirmed cast for the film. Both Lateef Crowder and Brendan Wayne are going to be back playing Din Djarin, along with Pedro Pascal, who is rumored to have filmed scenes in the armor for the film. We also have Mandoverse newcomers Sigourney Weaver and Jeremy Allen White. While we don't know much about Sigourney Weaver's character, she described the role as a wonderful character who is, in a position of authority, and I have to send the Mandalorian out on a mission on the Outer Rim where all the bad stuff happens. She also mentioned that she has scenes with Grogu in the film, calling him a little badass, explaining that he's also grown up a little bit and is capable of much more than maybe we think. It's being reported that her character is a New Republic Colonel Bishop, and I'm curious how far into the New Republic ranks this character will be, giving her ties to the likes of Carson Teva, General Harrison Dula, or even Chancellor Mon Mothma. On the other hand, The Hollywood Reporter confirmed the rumor that Jeremy Allen White has been cast to voice Jabba the Hutt's son, Rada the Hutt, first introduced in the 2008 animated Clone Wars film. This is definitely the more outlandish casting of the two, and I'm very excited to see exactly how Rada will fit into this story. Maybe Rada's involvement could indirectly bring Tamara Morrison's Boba Fett back into the fold. Along with these casting confirmations, we've also learned that the BDX droids from Galaxy's Edge will be making an appearance in the film, along with official photos showing off the droids on set. With the tease of a Delphi base returning, I wonder if we could see any other characters active within the New Republic during this time, or even one of the original trilogy trio members, with Leia making the most sense to me. Though the recently announced Smuggler's Run mission at Galaxy's Edge involving Din, Grogu, and the Millennium Falcon could provide the setup for a Han Solo cameo in the film. Disney has already used their deepfake technology to portray a younger Harrison Ford in the 2023 film Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, so I could totally see them utilize those assets again for Star Wars. I'm curious how this movie will line up with the timeline of the Ahsoka series as well, and if we could maybe see Ezra Bridger now that he's back in the known galaxy. I'm also curious what other characters we might see, such as Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, the Armorer, and maybe even the return of some original trilogy supporting characters like Wedge Antilles, for example. In regards to Bo, when asked about her involvement in the film at Indiana Comic Con, Katie Sackhoff said, "I have not been in the armor in 2025, which is basically the most indirect confirmation, as filming for the movie wrapped in December 2024. Her story is definitely something I want to see more of following the events of The Mandalorian Season 3. Opposite to our heroes of the New Republic, another big question is who will be the main antagonist for the film? Mando Season 3 saw the demise of Moff Gideon in a fiery blaze, but was this the actual end for the character? Season 3 introduced Gideon's cloning facility on Mandalore, along with multiple clones of the Moff, so there is the possibility that the version of Gideon we saw perish in the finale was actually a clone, and the original Moff Gideon is still alive and well. This was even teased by Giancarlo Esposito, the actor behind the role, when asked about the absence of Gideon's signature mustache, but ultimately, this is Jon Favreau's decision to make. Apart from Moff Gideon, Deadline reported that the actor Johnny Coyne will be reprising his role as one of the Imperial warlords from the Shadow Council for the film, which could set this character up as a main antagonist for Mando and Grogu, or at the very least, confirms the continuation of the Imperial Remnant storyline. Grand Admiral Thrawn's return to the known galaxy was finally completed in Season 1 of the Ahsoka series, but the Grand Admiral's return has been building since Season 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian. I expect the Mandalorian and Grogu will continue to build upon the looming threat, though I'm curious whether or not Thrawn's return will have already happened by the time of the film. Unfortunately, the timeline of events across the Mandoverse shows have been extremely vague, so hopefully this will provide some clarification. In a complete 180, Christian Harloff reported that the bounty hunter Embo, first introduced in the animated Clone Wars series, is also set to appear in the film as well. This report was also backed by Bespin Bulletin, so along with Rada the Hutt, Embo may be the next Clone Wars character making the jump into live action. All in all, I'm definitely excited for this movie, but I hope it feels like a cinematic event versus just a longer episode of the Mandalorian TV series. Either way, I'm really excited to see the next chapter of the Mandoverse era. Are you excited for Star Wars' big return to theaters? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on social media at ScottyHolidaySW, and as always, may the Force be with you.